Hi, my name is Cobb. This is my sequence analysis of one of modern history's most iconic love stories and its ending, Casablanca. Coming out in 1942, set in 1941, Casablanca tells the story of Rick Blaine, a cynical and suave club owner who, through several tests of character, reveals himself to be a sentimentalist and noble to his long-lost lover, Ilsa. Ilsa acts as almost the antagonist of the first and second acts, only for her to be the main character we connect with the most in the film's climax. We will be examining the film's ending and how it uses several techniques to connect us with Ilsa and see from her perspective as the plot unravels. Through the cinematography, editing, and pacing of the end of the film, we, the audience, feel, see, and connect with Ilsa, leading to one of the most iconic and infamous love stories of cinema history. The cinematography of Casablanca is well orchestrated and moves like a dance between characters and set. The positioning of subjects and the distance from one another plays out like a highly rehearsed stage play, as movies from this time period often did. In shot 1.3, we see the first instance of the sequence that portrays Ilsa's perspective. Ilsa is furthest away from the action. Renault is telling the officer to go with Victor. She's just spectating on. But as shot 2.1 starts and Victor and Ilsa share a parting look, we see him look away, but over her shoulder, showing us her perspective. This is amplified with the shot 2.2, approaching Ilsa and showing her emotions up close. This helps us empathize with her as we get a better idea of what she's feeling through the talented acting of actress Ingrid Bergman. Shot 3.1, we again take the backseat role to the events unfolding. We've begun to connect with Ilsa in the moment as she sits idly to Renault and Rick talking. As Rick instructs Renault to write the names of Mr. and Mrs. Laszlo, Ilsa gets panicked and we, the audience, piece together what is happening, as is Ilsa. Shot 4.1 cuts to Rick and Ilsa. This is probably done to give the actors a break between scenes and redo the intense dialogue as is needed, but it also serves to isolate Rick and Ilsa away from Renault and the rest of the world. This is a conversation just the two of them and no one else. Shot 4.2 is isolating even us, the audience. We're boxed out from this conversation, seeing it from that side split angle. Not until later on in shot 7.1 do we see the over-the-shoulder perspective of the two, inviting us into the conversation and further connecting us with Ilsa. With this look over Rick's shoulder, we once again see Ingrid Bergman's impeccable acting, the tears welling up, the lip quivering. We empathize and we feel with Ilsa in her pleading with Rick. It bounces between Rick and Ilsa until shot 13.1, where it gets closer to Ilsa to emphasize the feeling of Rick's hand on her face and the iconic line,
"He's looking at you, kid."
The cinematography does an amazing job at helping us feel the emotions Ilsa is feeling, but the editing allows us to see what she sees. Like mentioned prior, the cut to shot 4 isolates us from the rest of the world. It's a conversation between just Rick and Ilsa. This shot is held until Rick asks a question to Renault, looking to him. It isn't until Ilsa looks as well do we cut to shot 5.1. Rick's question was rhetorical to him, but Ilsa genuinely looks for confirmation to what Rick is saying. The next shot, 6.1, dollies past Renault, looking off into the distance to show his lack of involvement in the rest of their conversation. Shot 6.2, we go back to the isolating split angle of the conversation until shot 7.1, where we invited into their conversation, viewing Ilsa up close to see her emotions and reactions. The rest of the shots bounce between them, only showing Rick when he is answering a question or giving new information, and only showing Ilsa when we need to see her reactions to such information. We see what Ilsa sees. The pacing of this movie is incredible throughout, but I believe we are shown Ilsa's perspective even before the sequence takes place. Prior to this scene, we are led to believe that Rick is turning Victor in so he and Ilsa can escape together. But at 1 hour, 36 minutes, 54 seconds, we are shown that Rick has plans he has not yet revealed to anyone, including us. This shot was a point of view shot from Renault, Victor, and Ilsa, but it lays the foundation of finding information out the same time Ilsa does. As mentioned in shot 3.2, as Rick instructs Renault to write Mr. and Mrs. Laszlo, we piece together Rick's plan alongside Ilsa. We, the audience, are given information the same time Ilsa is, allowing us to connect with her in the confusion. Now, with all that we've discussed, we're going to watch the clip in its entirety to see how much is done to show Ilsa's point of view.
Will you have your man go with Mr. Laszlo and take care of his luggage?
Certainly, Rick. Anything you say. Find Mr. Laszlo's luggage and put it on the plane.
Yes, sir.
This way, please.
If you don't mind, you fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
You think of everything, don't you?
And the names are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
But why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
I'm staying here with him till the plane gets safely away.
No, Richard, no. What has happened to you? Last night
Last
you said...
night we said a great many things. You said I was to do the thinking for both of us. Well, I've done a lot of it since then. It all adds up to one thing. You're getting on that plane with Victor where you belong.
But, Richard, no,
Now, you've got to listen to me. You have any idea what you'd have to look forward to if you stayed here? 9 chances out of 10, we'd both wind up at a concentration camp. Isn't that true, Louis?
I'm afraid Major Strasser would insist.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
But what about us?
We'll always have Paris. We didn't have, we lost it until you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night.
When I said I would never leave you.
And you never will. But I've got a job to do, too. Where I'm going, you can't follow. What I've got to do, you can't be any part of. Ilsa, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of 3 little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. He's looking at you, kid.
Through the cinematography, the editing, and the pacing, we easily empathize with and see from the perspective of Ilsa as the movie reaches its climax and thus ends the timeless and tragic love story that is Casablanca. Thank you for watching and have a great day.